So you're in the car with Irving Azoff, and he tells you that if anybody can get you a deal, it's going to be me. Did that deal ever go through?
No. I mean, look, that would have been the deal of the lifetime. I mean, there was nobody bigger in the entire music business
Right.
than Irving Azoff. Look him up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He was the biggest guy in the business, and probably still is right as we speak. You know, I mean, there's other guys, but he's the top 5, or top 3,
Right.
to this day.
So, inquiring minds want to know. You have so much talent. You know, you had the legal advice of Jerry Heller, top producers, gold and platinum, Chicano artist. Can you share with us why it didn't go through?
I mean, it's like, it just goes back to why this whole genre is not even where it should be.
Okay.
It's like, if everybody stuck together and wouldn't hate on each other, we just got hated on everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People, we came out the gate just, we had Jerry and, it gave us a big spread in LA Times and whatnot. So we came out pretty strong and with production and the facility and the whole nine. And people just hating, everywhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just, sad. You know what I mean? It's like at that point, what could I do? I'm already all in.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I just think if everybody really stuck together and really was about what they talk about, oh yeah, and this, we're down with the movement, all this other, this and that, you know what I mean? Don't talk about it, be about it, you know what I mean? People are not dumb. They can see that you're really about that and doing that, you know what I mean? But everybody just hates on each other, you know what I mean? Even to this day.
Yes.
Frost came out in what, 1990?
1990.
And we're in 2020? That's what, 30 years?
Yes.
And where is this genre, what is it, formed into, you know what I mean? And I'm not hating. I want it to be big. I want it to be mainstream. I want to see all these Chicano rappers in the top 40, if not the top 10, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's just, it was just very discouraging, you know what I mean? And I don't see much of anything changed to this day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of, I'll interrupt you, but a lot of the production is like still in the 90s and, everybody's West Coast out. And don't get me wrong, I'm West Coast out myself. But if you're going to give me a West Coast record to go try to take to a Warner Brothers or someone I have a deal with, they're going to look at me and say, Pablito, this, we're in 2020 and, this is like 30 years old, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to walk in there and have them, say that to me. I want to walk in there and say, yeah, let's sign this cat, sign this kid, let's sign this girl.
Right. Was it, to say the least, was it very discouraging, other than yourself, to everybody else who was on board that it just wasn't going to happen?
Yeah, I can't speak for everyone else, I'm sure, but it's like, it's just, we just had to finally realize that, look, we're just beating a dead horse here. You know what I mean? And if we don't pull the plug here, it was our choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As smart businessmen, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because had we not, I'd probably be living in the street right now. You know what I mean?
From the time that you opened up that studio and you guys pretty much just went live, okay, and said we're going forward, and from the time that you pulled the plug, how long was that time?
Probably like 2 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it wasn't long, you know what I mean? And we gave it our best shot, you know what I mean? Jerry was making those calls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bringing in a lot of heavy cats, a lot of big people. But, at the end of the day, these music executives and these labels, and they're all numbers people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if your numbers are not there, then there's not really much to talk about with them. We could talk that we're the shit and we're the dopest and my hood, all this other stuff. But to them, I'm with it. you know, but to them, it's you know, they see numbers, you know,
Yeah.
they see it in black and white, you know, and they'll start a conversation with you. But until then,
Yeah.
they don't even know that it exists.
Right.
And you know, I'm sure they'd want to, like, you know, they would, you know what I mean? Trust me, they'd be the first one to jump in it, you know, if the numbers were there.
Right. There's one thing that I need to point out, and I think it's important for people to know that love this genre and that want to see, if you will, our culture, our Chicanos brethren, you know, and brothers and sisters to climb that ladder on why it never has. And you said something that I believe was very key. You said the hate. If we can narrow it down, would you say that some of it was hate between some of the artists within the label?
Oh, I mean, look, that's a whole other episode, and I really don't want to kind of get into that, but yeah, no, 100%.
Okay. Okay.
The minute we signed, you know, we brought Frost in, you know what I mean? It's like people were like, you know, everybody wanted to be the artist of our label, you know what I mean?
Right.
Which is fine, you know what I mean? But we didn't look at it like that, you know what I mean? To us, you know, we didn't think, you know, we didn't, you know, do that on purpose or nothing. We're just trying to just, you know, make our, you know, complete our puzzle and make our situation as big and as bold as possible at that time, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know, so it was nothing personal on nobody. It was just, they were just all business moves, you know what I mean? But again, a lot of these artists, you know, and they really should, you know, learn the business.
Yeah.
You know, you really got to learn the business, you know? How can you be in a business that you're in that you know nothing about? You know what I mean? So, you know, that's really important, you know?
You know, me and my team are putting together a documentary, and we talked about it before. We want to shine light on our people and on our culture and on the music. You know, I don't think we're ever going to become millionaires from a documentary, but I do want to shine light, I believe, on a genre that I believe people either don't even look at, don't even care about, or don't even flinch, but there is a market out there. Is it huge? I believe that there is a market out there. Now, can it be better? Absolutely. We talked about producers, we talked about rappers that many times, many Chicanos just produce rap over beat and just flood the market, and let's be honest, with a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of garbage, just to have something out at the swamp meets or at the car shows.
You know, and it's and guys like you know, I know too. I see right through it. You know what I mean? My little sister could make music like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I try to, you know, I wonder why they do that. You know what I mean? I guess it's because it's just, hey, I want to be, you know, this guy from here, or whatever. You know what I mean? But if they really took the time out to, you know, to meticulously, you know, hone their skills and really, you know, just, you know, get into real production. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I'm not dissing nobody or nothing. I mean, I'm just trying to let people know what the other side of the table is looking for. So if you want to get in the door with them, this is what it's going to require. You know what I mean? You know, and it comes down to, like, you know, your age. You know, it's you go to, you know, I take a project to a label or something, or it's a female or a male or whatever. The first thing they ask is, how old is he? You know what I mean? And you know, you got to be marketable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're looking for that Ken or Barbie type scenario. You know what I mean?
Right.
Unfortunately, you know what I mean? You know,
within this documentary, what we did, before we told people that we were going to make one, we asked them questions that were going to apply to the documentary, that we were going to re-ask, if you will. And many of them that I interviewed here, I usually ask them off camera. And I asked them this: why do you think Chicano rap has never went to that next level? Okay, I asked these individuals this, and I can name them, but I'm not. And they all said this. If I asked 40 of them, I would say at least 35 said this: because we hate on each other.
Well, make me 36. You know what I mean? Because that's the God honest truth. You know what I mean? It's like, we could, look, Tony, it's like me and you could talk and say, hey, Tony, I'm down with you, this and that and other, and oh, Pablito and that and other. But the minute we turn our backs on each other, oh, man, Tony thinks he's this, or oh, Pablito just talks too much. You know what I mean? It happens all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know, it's like, it's a shame. You know what I mean? Because there's the demographics are so strong. You know what I mean? Are so big.
Yes.
You know? And to me, there's kind of no excuse. You know what I mean? There's a lot of Chicano talent out there. A lot. You know what I mean? And you know, it starts with each other, and you know what I mean. If you don't support me and I don't support you, then you know where's it gonna go? If I don't buy your product, you don't buy mine. Who's gonna buy it? We gotta show somebody that you know it's being bought. You know,
right? You know, sometimes I will put when I post my flyers on my Instagram or my Facebook or even on my YouTube story. Okay. Sad to say, and I'm not going to mention no names, but I will say this, that people right away, wow, Tony, you got this lame motherfucker. Wow, Tony, you got that half Salvadorian son of a bitch. Wow, Tony, I can't believe you got, that motherfucker can't rap. That son of a bitch is a tweaker. And you know what I do? I'll be honest with you. I'll leave those comments up there so that we can see how we shoot each other in the foot, bro.